Hello and welcome to an in-depth guide on how to use Viper on the map Bind. We'll be going over this map first because I feel like this is her strongest map out of the 3 maps in the game right now. So I'll be breaking down strategy for her in different videos, so be sure to subscribe for future guides. We're going to be going over attack and defense strategy, how to use Viper's utility approaching the site, such as effective toxic screens and poison clouds to cut off lines of sight, as well as some snakebite shots you can take to cause enemies to leave their positions. So without further ado, let's get into it.
I have the spike.
We're going to be starting with attack on the A side because I feel like that's where she shines the best on this map. So typically with Viper, I like to come over here to showers and I will stand on this star. For her screen, you want to line up right here above this third pylon that's on the top of the building here. And you want to get right above that, and you can look at the map or the mini map to see where her wall is going to go. And I like to line it up to where it is just barely in line with the edge of this door of showers right here. So you want to just get that lined up. You can use your mini map to check. And once it's lined up, you can just fire it, and I'll show you what that looks like. You can come around here, you can pop the wall, and it will cover up this entire half of the site. Pretty good wall. It'll even cover up the top of the boxes there, so it'll cut off some vision from heaven over there. So once you have that wall up, what you can do is you can come over here to this orange fabric here, stand on top of it, and then line your crosshair up with one square up in the corner of this one right here. Just want to aim straight up. You can see this corner here and this corner here of the star. Just pretend there's a diagonal line in between the two of them. You want to get right in the center of it and then just aim a little bit to the right. Throw it up like that. And what that will do is it will make it land right there. So whenever you come around the corner here, you can pop both your screen and the orb up. And it will create this space right here for you to plant. And everything is covered right there. Like, they cannot see anything there. So what you can do is you can have your teammates coming in, taking control of showers, taking control of A short over there, U-Haul. And then once you have control of that, you can pop both of these right here and just get a teammate to plant right here in the corner safely. And then you can run back into showers and you have a safe, successful plant right there. Okay, so some other things you can do on shower side is you can smoke off heaven with your poison orb. So I'll show you some ways you can do that. If you're standing on this star again, where you threw your smoke screen at the beginning, you want to line your crosshair up with this antenna, go to the very top where it's at the light that's glowing on and off. And all you need to do is just do a jump throw. And when you come around, you'll see that it lands right there on heaven. So whenever you pop it, it covers up all of heaven. And now you can just come in, take sight, pretty much one fight at a time, where you can check pretty common spots without having to worry about someone up in heaven like that.
Poison's off.
Another spot that you can throw your orb to smoke heaven is in showers. So you don't want to be on the orange carpets here. The way I like to sort of line this up or think about it is you're sort of in line kind of behind this archway on the building. And you can see the antenna from right here. You can see the light. All you want to do is just line it up on top of the light again and then throw. And what that will do, same exact thing.
Poison orb emitting.
And it will block off that heaven sight, and you can just get the plant down like that. Another thing I like to use with Viper on shower side is using her snake bites to get somebody out of this common hiding spot. Usually someone will be playing right here, or sometimes they'll play up here, but it's not super common they're up there. They're usually in one of these two spots. Unless it's a jet or an omen, then they'll be up there. So typically what I like to do is just come up here to the door, get pretty close, but not too close to where I expose myself to the angles out there. And you can just bounce the snake bite off the wall here, and that will get into the corner. And you can use the two of them back to back to where you have one that bounces off into that corner. You can shoot the other one a little bit higher to where it gets this whole area. So what you can do, see if I can do these back to back here. So you can do one like this, and then you can go higher, and it covers that whole area to where they have nowhere to run but out, and then you can run out and free fire them. So last thing I want to show you on shower side is using her ult from showers. So what I like to do is I like to get up here in this corner, get in the doorway, and then right around here you can pop her ult, and this will cover up this whole entire corner of the site, and it'll extend over here to where people can't play back here and hide. It'll force them out. So you could have somebody just freely plant. So a cool thing about this ult spot is sometimes it can extend all the way out to these boxes here. So you can just hide here as Viper, and whenever you hear them defuse, just peek out and shoot them. Pretty nice spot. It depends on the ult. It doesn't always extend all the way out to these boxes, but if you're lucky, it can make it all the way out there. And then you can just spray them down whenever you hear them defuse, and it's way easier than spraying them down at default like this. Or you can always defend it from showers if it doesn't extend out there, however you'd like to do it. Just a nice little ult spot I thought you guys would appreciate. Alright, moving on to A short with Viper. During the buy phase, there's a wall that's right here that prevents you from walking up. So once the buy phase is over, you're just going to walk up these stairs. And you want to aim just straight in front of you as high as you can. You want to get above these power lines. You can use the map or the mini map to sort of help you out. And I'm just cutting off this part of the site. So just fire that. Once you've fired that, you can jump up on this box right here. And you want to aim at the top of the curve of this part of the building here. And you want to go to the middle of it. So just right along here, you want to make sure you're about in the center, and then you want to go straight up until you're in line with this point of the sleeve. So as if there's a right angle here, about right here-ish is where you want to be. And that's where you're going to throw your Q. You want to do a jump throw. And what that will do is it will land right there. So whenever your team comes around here, you can pop it and it will smoke off U-Haul. Then you can check cubby, you can make sure no one's there. You can play this very safely, check heaven, check all the common hiding spots here.
Poison's off.
So whenever you use these two in conjunction together, this is what it will look like.
Going up.
You'll have that popped and you'll have that popped. So you can safely come down here and plant.
Screen down.
And then you've got the plant down, and you can just check for common spots, and it's pretty covered plant spot. And you can have somebody back here holding this, make sure there's no one here, like while you get the plant down. Like, it's a pretty good spot. And even post plant, it's pretty good. It covers up a lot of common entryways to come and get that.
Toxin screen down.
So just another way that you can approach this site. Alrighty, moving on to B side attack. We're going to be approaching B short. What I like to do during buy phase is get up on the third step right here, and then move my crosshair to whereas in line with the first line of this brick right here. Look straight up. And look at this hole in the wood panels. Just gonna aim right here in the center and then go about a quarter of the way up. When the round starts, just throw it. And where that's gonna land, it's gonna land right there. So, whenever a round starts, you can pop the orb. And you have this completely smoked off. Your team can take control of mid right here. And you can even come inside the orb, you can drop the orb, and then spray down whoever is playing right here. Catch them off guard. Once you've done that, you can set up a wall right here. You can just aim up in this sort of general area. Try and cut the site in half somehow. I typically will aim it around here, just so it cuts the site directly in half like this. And what that will look like is like this.
Toxins going up.
So it cuts across this entire side here, and now you have your ability to come down here and plant.
Toxin screen down.
One thing that you can do with this take as well is once you've taken control of this, you've shot your screen, is you can pick up your orb here,
Toxins going up.
pop your wall, clear hookah, and then once you've gotten that up, you've taken control here, you can throw your orb into elbow from here.
Toxin screen down.
So what I like to do is I don't want to peek out too far because then I'll expose myself to someone maybe playing right there. So I just like to go right around here and then just aim in this sort of general vicinity and just give it a throw, and that'll land perfectly into elbow. Doesn't matter where exactly as long as you're in that general vicinity. And with both of these up, you can come down here, have your teammate plant, and just have someone watch long.
Toxins spike planted.
Alright, next up is going to be the B long take. Really only ever approach this one of two ways, so nothing special, just creep up here, win your gunfights if there's anybody playing long, and then either do your screen from back here, look at the lineup, just kind of go across like this to cut this site in half. If I have teammates with me who are playing over here, who are holding angles up here, then I'll feel safe enough to come out here, peek, and then do the curtain that way. So once that's set up, you can have this set up to where you can have your team play either side of the screen like this. And you can take on this gunfight, you can take a gunfight here if no one's cleared hookah, and you can take this gunfight, and then you have a plant right here with the wall up. If you're not the one planting, let's say the teammate's planting, then you can have the wall up like this, and then with the wall up, you can just sort of throw into this general vicinity like that, and that'll smoke off elbow.
Toxin screen down.
You don't want to throw it too far into elbow, however, so you don't want to aim too high to throw it. What I like to do is just sort of keep it in this sort of mid to low range, so that way it will not bounce all the way into elbow. So one more time, let me just kind of show you what that looks like. That's perfect right there, actually. So it'll smoke that off, and with this up, it'll smoke that off, and you have line of sight. Just another way you can approach this bomb site. All right, moving on to defense on bind with Viper. On defense, I usually play Viper as an area denial and time waster role, where I'll cut off lines of sight that the attackers are usually trying to push a choke point or trying to just waste their time to where they can't push a certain area and get the plant down. If I'm defending A, what I'll do is I'll come over here for her screen. I just like to get up against this edge right here and aim above the truck, so that way I know I'm getting full coverage here. You can aim higher so that it goes all the way across the spawn hallway there, but just make sure that it's getting across the truck here. And whenever it's
Toxins going
up, it will cover up the site like this. So
Toxin screen down.
what some people like to do whenever they plant is whenever they plant right here, like this is a pretty common spot to plant. The other one is right here.
Here.
So if the team is going A short and they're trying to get a plant down here and they have
Here.
the plant down there,
Toxins
when this
going
wall
up.
is up, they can't see into sight.
Toxin screen down.
And what this does is it prevents the attacking team to have any sort of line of sight onto the spike once it's been planted there. Usually teams will run back here into cubby to try and defend it. They'll be able to see the spike, they'll be able to see heaven, they'll play back here more, they'll put someone in U-Haul, and with this wall up, it makes it much harder for them to see. It forces them inside of
Toxins going up.
the site to where they have to defend it on the inside of the wall instead of on the outside. For her smoke on A site, I like to use a one-way smoke. This is pretty common to use, but I just get up on these boxes right here, aim my crosshair in the corner like this, and then you're going to want to aim where this line and this line right here intersect, right click to throw, and it lands on the ledge right there. Now when you pop it,
Orb emitting.
you can see them coming in on this side, so you can spray them down. And I'll show you what this looks
Poison's
like
off.
from their perspective. Maybe you hear them grab ult orb, maybe you just hear them running in. You can
Poison
pop
orb
this,
emitting.
and now whenever they peek this, they can't see anything on that side. Like, they're coming into this blind, so if they stand right here, it's sort of a death trap.
Poison's off.
It's where they can't see you, but you can see them. And the cool thing about this one-way smoke is that you can get it back. If I'm defending B, something that you can do is I just like to put her screen up on this entry from into garden. Aim up as high as you can so that you get the most coverage.
Toxins
So
going
whenever
up.
this goes up, it covers up that whole wall.
Toxin screen down.
Another thing that you can do if you want to smoke long, say you op in or you like just taking the really long gunfights on B long, you're winning them, you can throw your smoke into long from just right here. There's going to be a wall right here during the buy phase. So once that goes down, you can aim right around just in between this pipe and this sign, and it'll bounce
Poison orb emitting.
and land in here so that way you can cross safely. Or
Poison's
maybe
off.
you can drop this down and then spray them down whenever they're least expecting it. So that's going to do it for today's Viper guide today, guys. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'm going to try and cover the other maps as soon as I can. If you want to see these strategies in action, my Twitch channel, you can check that out, link in the description. Otherwise, happy gaming.